Hey friend, welcome back to the podcast and welcome to the first episode of the year. I'm so glad you're here and I know that this is a big time for a lot of us. The new year has a way of making us reflect, reset, and want to start fresh. But let's be real, sometimes those resolutions can feel a little heavy. Whether you're trying to get back into a healthy routine after all of the holiday indulgence or you're just looking to set some realistic goals for yourself in the new year, today's episode is for you. Do you feel like you have totally fallen off track with your health goals after the holidays and now you're just hoping that starting the new year will be the key for you to finally get it together? In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to ditch the guilt, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and start your year with a plan that's not about perfection, it's about just making consistent progress. Stick around for some practical tips and a little bit of motivation to help you get back on track right now. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hi friend, do you dream of having a garden but you don't know where to start? Do you want to switch to more natural products but feel overwhelmed by all the options? Do you believe that a holistic lifestyle would help your special needs kiddo but you're daunted by all the information out there? Welcome to the Special Kind of Motherhood podcast, where you will learn how to work towards your dream for homesteading, gardening, and holistic living in small, simple steps that won't overwhelm you. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a wife, Jesus follower, and mom to some amazing kids. As some of my kids began experiencing health struggles and developmental delays, I decided it was time to switch to a holistic lifestyle. I quickly became stressed out and burnt out, feeling like I needed to change everything at once. I finally realized that I had to start making one small change at a time, then build from there. I learned to walk this holistic journey in a way that works for me and my family, without stress or overwhelm or constantly feeling like I wasn't doing enough. If you're ready to hear from another mama who understands what it's like to have no time and who can help you make changes towards better health for your family in a way that works for your specific life, then this is the podcast for you. Pop in your earbuds, reheat your coffee for the third time, and let's do this.
Okay, first, let's talk about the guilt. I get it. You've probably spent the last few weeks surrounded by snacks, festive meals, and maybe even a few too many sweets. You might feel like you didn't keep up with your health goals for the holidays. Maybe you didn't get your workouts in, or your eating habits weren't exactly clean or how you wanted them to be. There might be some feelings of shame for not sticking with it. The holidays are meant to be enjoyed though, so before you dive into any new year, new me mindset type of thing, I want you to take a moment and let go of any guilt that you're carrying. Guilt and shame are not going to be helpful for you. They don't fuel motivation, and they really just make you feel stuck. I want to tell you right now, what you did or didn't eat, the workouts that you missed, or the bad habits that you might have slipped into don't define your health journey. You're starting fresh today, and really that's what matters. Health doesn't mean that we can't indulge at times or enjoy snacks with our family. I really look at it as a long-term commitment to making wise choices on how I care for my body. There's going to be ups and downs along the journey. Allowing ourselves grace is so important. And now that we've addressed this guilt piece, let's talk about our why. I think determining why you want to get healthy is the most important thing that you can do to have long-term success. I want to encourage you to ask yourself why you want to be healthy. And not just because you want to look nice or wear a pretty dress or something more, you want something more surface level. You really want to get down to a deep reason. You want to get to something that is meaningful. So ask yourself, why do you have a deep desire to be healthy? Is it for your family? Is it because you saw family members struggle with their health as they aged and you have a desire to be fit and strong in your 60s and 70s? Determining the why behind wanting to be healthy is what's really going to allow you to try again even when you fail. And we do all fail along this journey. I know for myself, we have children with disabilities, and I don't know what their future will look like. I want to be as healthy as I can for as long as possible so that I can know that I'm able physically to help my kids in any way that they might need in the future. That's what motivates me. That's what, whenever I have times where I have indulged in sweets or I ate gluten and I normally try to avoid it, that's what helps me to get back on track. Because it's something that really is a very meaningful reason. It's something that's going to motivate me outside of the things such as looking nice or wanting to wear a certain size or whatever that may be. And I just want to encourage you to find out what that reason is for you and to remind yourself of that frequently. You might even share it with someone else as a way of accountability. So now let's talk about how to start fresh without feeling overwhelmed. It is so easy to get caught up in all the New Year's resolution pressure, right? You're seeing everyone around you posting about their new workout routines or their meal prep plans, their goals for the year. And it just can be like, okay, now I've got to do all of that too. And I want to just encourage you to push all of that to the side, maybe even get off of social media if you need to, and just slow down. Trying to change 10 different things at one time is only going to set you up for failure. You don't have to completely overhaul your life in one day. In fact, I would argue that it's impossible to do so. That is not how lasting change works. So instead, let's just focus on one thing at a time. And if you're a busy mom, like I know many of us are, then that one thing might be just getting a little bit of extra sleep or sneaking in 10 minutes of intentional movement throughout the day. It really doesn't have to be complicated. It's just about taking a small step, being intentional with it, and moving forward. So here's how you can do that. Step 1, which we've already kind of touched on a little bit, is going to be to set a realistic goal. So maybe your goal for the year is not to lose 20 pounds right away. No pressure. Maybe it's just that you're going to get back into a consistent routine. So start by setting small, realistic goals that are actually going to be achievable. This could be, like I said, something like moving my body for 10 minutes a day, or making sure that I have a high protein breakfast, making sure that I'm getting half my body weight in ounces in water a day, eating one extra vegetable with each meal. You can just start with those little things. You're going to build momentum, and then over time, you'll find that you actually want to do more. And also you will find that these things have become a habit and just a way of life. Step 2 is going to be to break it down into manageable chunks. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the idea of fitting in workouts, prepping meals, and everything else that you need to do on top of that, then just break it down. Pick one habit to focus on this week. Maybe it's getting a walk in every day. Don't try to do it all at once, and certainly don't try to be perfect with it. Just make a commitment to yourself to be consistent and honor that. I personally like to make a list of habits that I want to start. I will take my notes app on my phone and make a list of the habits that I want to start. Then I can always go back and reference that whenever I'm looking at adding in a new healthy habit to focus on. You could also sit down and do like a brain dump of all the healthy habits that you want to start, then go and organize them in order of importance to you, and then just work your way down that list. Once the current habit that you are working on feels like it's becoming easier for you to stick with. Okay, step 3 is going to be to celebrate the small wins. Now, this one is really big because instead of waiting for some big moment like reaching a weight loss goal or finally getting into a certain pair of jeans, let's just start celebrating the small wins along the way. Maybe it's going to be sticking to your healthy breakfast choice for a whole week, or you're consistently getting in 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Maybe you have a set time that you want to be in bed every night, and you've done that for a week. Whatever that little win is, they are victories and they matter. In fact, those things can add up faster than we think. So let's find a fun way to celebrate them. This could be having a cup of coffee with a friend. It could be sharing your excitement with an accountability group that you know will encourage you and that will be just as excited for your accomplishment as you are. It could be blocking out time to take a hot bath. It can be really simple. It doesn't have to be revolving around food. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just figure out what's going to motivate you and then make sure that you're committed to celebrating those wins along the way by doing that. Okay, the New Year's is often a time when we feel like we're supposed to wipe the slate clean and start fresh. But the truth is we are going to have setbacks. They happen all the time. It's not really just about starting over. It's just about starting where you are right now. You may think, I just wish that I could hit reset and start over every time I mess up. But here's the real truth. Every time you take a step forward, even after a setback, you're still making progress. That's what's going to keep you going. You're never truly starting over. You're just picking up where you left off last time. So the key is just to have grace for yourself and consistency. You're going to have moments when things aren't going to go as planned. People get sick. You have a busy schedule, whatever that may be, but it doesn't mean that you've failed and it doesn't mean you have to quit. It's not an all or nothing thing. Just because you have these hard seasons, it just shows that you're human and that you can get right back on track without guilt. So we're not going to be aiming for a flawless journey. No one's health journey is like that. It's not straight and easy. But if you are committed to showing up for yourself, even on the hard days, you're going to make progress. So as you start the new year, think about what progress looks like for you and what areas you would like to see progress in. So I would encourage you even to write these areas down. Maybe it's your stamina. Maybe it's being able to run and chase your kids and play with them. Maybe it's that you want to build up muscle and have strength to carry your kids around without feeling winded or exhausted. Whatever it is, look at those areas that are very specific that you would like to see progress in. Is it moving your body more? Is it eating foods that are going to make you feel good and energized? Maybe it's learning to enjoy the journey along the way and not worry about the scale or the end result, no matter how imperfect it can feel at times. So you're going to have days where you're not going to feel like it, days where life's going to get in the way, and days where you just want to be done with it. You just don't want to mess with it. But remember, you are doing this for yourself and also likely for other members of your family. If you're like me, that's part of my why, is for other members of my family. So just continue to go one step at a time, regardless of the failures, without guilt or shame. So as we wrap up today's episode, here is your takeaway. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up, figure out your why, and let go of the guilt. Embrace the process and commit to making small, sustainable steps that are going to add up over time. I am rooting for you guys as we start fresh with the new year. No shame, no pressure, just consistency. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Reach out to me through email, social media, or our free Facebook community and share with me what your why is for wanting to be healthier. I will have all of the info for all of that linked down below in the show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back next time.
Hey Mama, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share this with a friend who is wanting to live more holistically without the overwhelm? Also, don't forget to head over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. It blesses and encourages me to know that this show is helping you. All right, friends, it's time for me to go work in the garden and make some homemade bone broth. I will see you back next week.